All right. We are live, I presume. There's some unknown delay between the time I push the button and the time that it actually goes live. So we're learning about all of this. But in any event, I'm Bill Weinman, aka Bearheart, aka 80% of myself today. I was up late writing and working on my new course and spending a lot of time getting to know VS Code. I'm doing this new Python course. It's going to be really, really great, kids. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be, again, I get to do these things like I want to do them when I'm outside of the LinkedIn constraints. And this is going to be, it's going to be very comprehensive for the core of Python. Excuse me, my throat. I'm going to take a sip of my morning electrolytes.
Glug, 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 glug.
And I'm not going to get into, a lot of third-party modules or anything like that. But the core of the Python language is going to be very thoroughly covered. And I'm using a development environment that I have not used before. A lot of people have recommended that I use VS Code. In the past, I had tried it and it was just way too fiddly. And it wasn't something that I felt like I could show beginning learners how to set this up on, because it's really important for the experience that the beginning learners are able to set their system up so that their screen looks like my screen. That's something that I learned years and years ago while still at lynda.com. The beginning learners really expect that and they need that so that I move my mouse, they move their mouse, I type something, they type something, and it gives them that experience of actually getting something done. And the last time I tried VS Code, which was a few years ago, it was still very fiddly to get it set up. You had to edit a bunch of JSON and fiddly. No, fiddle's down here. This is violin. This is fiddle. Right? You're from Texas. You ever seen a fiddler play like this? No, fiddlers play down here.
Oh yeah, I know.
Play up here.
This just goes into a much bigger debate. We don't have time for that morning live stream.
But yeah, so in the past, VS Code required you to like get in there and edit JSON just to be able to make it work. I mean, today you can customize it with the JSON. They actually have a preferences interface that works for a lot of the stuff that you used to need to do. It's a lot better today, and it's much easier to get set up. And I'll create a video or two about how to do that along with the course. But in the meantime, I'm spending a bunch of time learning about the different options and how I can get it set up the way that I want it on my machine. And plus, I'm redoing all my examples to modern Python standards. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to use PEP 8 formatting. A lot of PEP 8 kind of annoys me that they want like 2 spaces between functions and things. It doesn't serve the teaching environment as well because you can't fit as much stuff on the screen. And in some ways, I can understand why they've made the standards the way that they have, and in other ways, it just doesn't quite. So for those of you who don't know, PEP 8, PEP stands for, see.
Peptide.
Python Enhancement Protocol.
I thought it was Pepe the Frog.
There's a bunch of documents that are called PEP documents, and it's a Python thing. And these are recommendations for technical papers for how things should work in Python. And there's a number of them. And PEP number 8 is how you're supposed to format your code. And it's not a requirement. It's not part of the language, but it's like a sort of a recommended set of standards that, yes, I see you. It's like a recommended set of standards for how the whole community can have their code look more or less the same and be interoperable with each other. Yes, please, Ms. Hilgendorf.
The one that you were saying before Pep 8, JSON.
JSON is,
Jason Derulo.
what does JSON stand for? It's JSON. What does JSON say? JavaScript.
Do you know what Jason sounds like in Mandarin Chinese? Are you aware of like what that?
I know some Chinese people. I know some people who speak Mandarin. I know
But I
that.
bet you absolutely none of them are named Jason because of what it means in Mandarin.
Oh, really?
So we're
Yes,
gonna
so-
we're gonna get something rude here. What does Jason mean?
Okay, so san in Mandarin is well, it's like titled, it's typed SAN4 because it's the fourth pronunciation, sun, and it sounds like God. Well, that's the word for God. And za it like Jason. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, but it sounds like the god of wiener, like a male anatomy wiener, the god of ween.
Well,
So
knowing the programming community like I do, I don't think that would bother anyone.
I think that it is a point of humor, I'm sure.
You learn something new every day, folks.
You sure do, Jason. There you go.
I just kept seeing every time he was saying Jason, I was like, Jason Derulo. Oh yeah.
Or wasn't that a character in a famous horror movie franchise?
Yes, you are right.
Jason.
Yeah, yeah, he like stabbed people, or
Well,
was
he was the
one with
god of wiener.
Was he the one with the hockey mask?
I think so. No, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was never my thing, the horror movies. So yeah, in any event, VS Code has been a little bit of an adventure, but I think it's up to the standards today where I can actually use it for this purpose. And I'm going to look forward to using it in my own work. I may look at using it in the future in for C++. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. In any event, I'm using it for this course, and I've made that call, and I'm working with it.
You're sticking to your guns.
Sticking to my guns. One other thing I posted on my LinkedIn and also on my personal Facebook. I haven't posted it elsewhere. I can have the ladies post it for me. There was an article in today's Economist about whales. The number of whales who have been washing up and being killed on the East Coast of the United States has absolutely exploded in the last few years. 10 years ago, it was rare. You would see maybe 1 or 2 beached whales a year. And now we're seeing that many in a week or a few weeks.
Wow.
And it's becoming a real problem. And a lot of these animals are endangered or close to extinction. And it turns out that what's been going on, to do an autopsy on a whale is a very, very involved process. They're gigantic animals. It takes gigantic tools and a huge amount of time. But they've been finding that these whales have been colliding with boats, large boats. A lot of them have gotten caught in the propellers. A lot of them have just been, blunt force trauma from the colliding with the boats. And what's going on is that climate change has moved their food source. The little fishes that they like to eat, because of climate change, have been migrating south from where they used to be up in the east coast of Canada, down into the shipping lanes around New York and Long Island and that part of the U.S. And as a result, the whales go there to feed, and so one of the things that happens is that a lot of the whale watching expeditions are finding it easier to watch whales, but also the whales it's like they're playing in traffic. It's such a busy part of the sea with a lot of shipping, container boats and yachts and, large vessels that are colliding now very often with whales and killing them. And so it's a good read, and it's yet another reason that we really, really, really need to get some global consensus on reducing our use of fossil fuels and reducing our emissions, and just, becoming better stewards of the planet. Otherwise, we're not going to have one very soon. Anyway, I wanted to mention that. I posted that article on my Facebook and on my LinkedIn, and we'll get it posted around the rest of my social media today. That's it for this morning. I'm going to get back to work. I've got some other stuff to do today. This is weird. I bought these the new version of the iPods. I bought this for myself when they were on holiday.
AirPods?
Yeah, the AirPods, the AirPod Pro 2. Again, I'm at 80% today, so I'm not really pronouncing things correctly. I bought these like around Black Friday, and they don't work as well as my old AirPod Pro. They keep cutting out, and they have better noise cancellation, which I like, but they've been giving me trouble. So I went to the Apple store and I got them replaced, and they were kind enough, because I do so much business with them, they were kind enough to replace them, even though I bought them off of Amazon. And it's the same problem, but my old AirPods don't have this problem. My old AirPods Pro don't have this problem. So I got an appointment with the Genius Bar today. I love the Genius Bar. I'm kidding. I find it really super annoying. I go in there and I often know more about their own products than they do. But in any event, that's something I got to take care of this afternoon. I'm sure you all wanted to hear about that. That's for the morning. Today is I'm gonna do the date every day, even though I usually get it wrong. Today is the 21st of March in the year 2023.
Isn't it the spring ides, or like the spring equinox?
It very might be the spring equinox is when it would. I would have to check. Let me see here. I've got that information very handy.
My fingertips.
No, yesterday was the equinox.
Dang.
According to my calendar, it was yesterday at 14:24 Pacific time. Because it happens at a specific time, not on a specific day. We all know that, right? Anyway, happy spring to you all.
Spring has sprung.
Has sprung. There was a whole rhyme that went with that. I don't remember what it was.
That's all I know.
Yeah. We know this also because we changed our clocks, and you spring forward and you fall back, right? I hope that goes away one of these days soon.
Me and you both.
Anyway, love you all.
Bye.
And we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, there. We had one comment.
Oh, well,
Came
we're
in.
still live. To tell
We
me,
had one comment came in at the very last second. I was like, I'll refresh it.
tell me about it. We're still live because I hit the button and nothing happened. Oh, there it is.
Oh. Okay, well, it's low-key human on Twitch, and they gave us an emote. It's like an emoticon of this little guy going like this. I almost believed you when you said you liked the Genius Bar with the emote. I was like, no way.
Well, I like the fact that it's there, and I like the fact that I can make an appointment and go in, and they'll usually see me close to the time. I mean, parts of it work really well, and I have mad respect for the Apple Store. Little known fact: the Apple Store in general, Apple stores make more money per square foot than any other retail establishment on the planet. They make more money per square foot than Tiffany's. It's amazing how well oiled a machine that is. So I have mad respect for it. It's just Genius Bar is not one of my favorite experiences in the world.
Yeah. They said,
Other
whoa.
than spending money and buying shit. See y'all next time. Love you. Bye.